Greetings everyone, my name is Etherville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Unlimited. In the last part, I defeated Comet Woman and Yo-Yo Man. So now, it's time to continue the cycle and go after Glue Man, mainly for his weapon, as it's necessary for collecting the Yoku letters, or at least most of them. And as you see here, Glue Man's stage basically takes place in a glue factory. And here's the first gimmick of the stage. These blocks over here are covered completely in glue, meaning that you cannot move once you fall on them. You cannot move, you cannot slide. The only thing you can do for traversing through it is by jumping. Also the mets here have two types. One's the classic met, which hides and unhides. The other one is that when it releases itself into a tower of tree. Also, another interesting enemy type are those circular glue-filled enemies. They'll catch your pellets, and after a while, they'll throw it back at the certain direction that you shot it at. Depending on what position you hit those circular glue orbs at, is the direction it'll fire back at you. I also forgot to mention this in the first part, but the game's physics basically follow Mega Man 3 logic, or Mega Man 10 and 9 logic with Proto Man. Mega Man has his classic maneuvers from Mega Man 1 and 2, as well as the slide from Mega Man 3. Sadly, there's no charge shot. Also, these conveyor belts are also filled with glue, so they'll drag you in whatever direction they're pointing at. And to get off of it, just press the jump button. Normally that enemy is kind of difficult to take care of, and you have to be careful so he doesn't hit you back. Normally what you're supposed to do there is hit that glue orb in the upper position to destroy it. Also nice funny usage of the reflection. Now, normally I wouldn't go after the stage first, mainly because of the stage length and difficulty, especially against these mini-bosses. These platypus spots, they're rather difficult to take care of in the later parts. We'll be facing it 3 times, and this is the first and easiest of them all. But in later sections, because the glue, it can be kind of difficult to be targeted by them. And the fact is, they can also stomp, which can stun you, so you must time your jumps properly. Now, these enemies which I'm trying to destroy as quickly as possible, the ones that are circling around, those, after a short while, they'll do a screen nuke attack. It won't insta-kill you, unless you're playing on instant-kill difficulty, but it will immediately damage you regardless of what position you're at, unless you already have damage invulnerability. So make sure to kill them as quickly as possible. And coming up ahead is the second phase of the platypus block, this time with all the glue on the bottom. Not too bad with the yo-yo cutter. Also the last one, and the most difficult as you could fall into the pit. But it only takes about 8 or 9 yo-yo cutters to destroy them. And also as another funny trick over here, even if you if your shots get stuck to those glue orb robots, you can actually just remove them by just switching weapons. So, in other words, fire 3 pellets onto those glue orbs, switch weapon, and those pellets will be gone, and you can fire again and destroy them quickly. Which is a nice speedrunning tactic. Over here, be careful with the jumps so you don't get stuck to those spikes. And be very careful so you don't accidentally drop onto the horizontal or vertical spikes. Those bolts down there aren't worth it. Also, I forgot to mention the earlier part as well, but those large bolts are worth 20 small bolts each. There's the big eye wannabe of this game, avoiding it as much as possible. And that was really close. Too close for comfort. But yeah, last thing to note is that I love the music of this stage. Pretty calm. Anyways, here's Glue Man himself. Glue Man at first is rather difficult to take care of, especially new players, as he seems very unpredictable. But really, once you get the hang of fighting him, Glue Man is one of the more predictable bosses. It's really just memorizing the patterns and being quick at dodging them. It's not very reaction or random based, so that's pretty nice. Essentially, what his pattern is that this room is not standardly shaped as a square. It has ramps on the left and right side, so Glue Man will slide from the left to right side, and then jump into the air on either side. Once he does so, he'll fire a glue blob at you, at your current horizontal position. So just a slide into the opposite direction to dodge it. Please note that if you jump on the glue block, you cannot move unless you jump off of it, as it acts like a glue platforms. After a certain while, Glue Man jumps to whatever side and fires a spray of 3 glue blocks. If you get hit by one of these glue blobs, you'll be temporarily stunned and covered in glue, meaning that you have to mash the buttons to get out of it. And you can only take 4 hits from Glue Man at max health, because each of his hits takes about 8 points of damage off of Mega Man. But really though, just keep luring him and dodging those glue shots, going to opposite sides, and firing your pellets at him. Otherwise, he isn't too bad. Well, unless you get used to him, he's really difficult at first. But once you get used to his pattern, he's rather formulaic, comparatively to certain other bosses coming up. And if you use the yo-yo cutter, he's a cinch. Anyways, by defeating him, we got the glue shot. The glue shot creates a temporary platform which Mega Man can stand or slide on. It doesn't seem like much, but it's very useful for collecting utilities, especially the Yoki letters. Now, it can also be used to stun minor and moderate enemies, as in freeze them in place, which can be used to hilarious effect. But I'll be demonstrating more in the next part. Anyways, now with the glue shot in hand, it's time to go after Rainbow Man, the next one in the weakness order, and one I don't recommend at all for a first player to go through. Mainly because of this. Rainbow Man is basically Quick Man to the extreme. All of those force beams firing are instant death. And that crystal-like enemy refracts the lasers. The trick here, what you need to learn, is that these lasers come into those redirectors, or refractors, and by shooting them, you can change the direction they're firing at. And also, one of the reasons why I went after this after Glue Man is that by using the glue shot, you can actually stun these cannons, or redirectors and refractors. And if you stun them, or glue them to place, they cannot fire the laser, so meaning that you can travel through them with ease. Please note you can only have 2 glue shots at once on screen at a time, so keep that in mind. But really though, at first this stage is very difficult, but once you get the pattern in hand, it's a cinch. Really, it's just pattern memorization, like Quick Man. And it's kind of easier than Quick Man in the sense that, unlike a Quick Man, where the boss is difficult, Rainbow Man is rather simple. Just be quick on the draw. Now, the alternate way you can get to this pathway is by using the glue shot, which I'll be showing off in the extras. But you can also just use a Comet Dash for an easier approach. This pathway leads to one of the Yoko letters, so make sure to be quick on the draw. Please note that the glue shot will only block these lasers if it's on these redirectors. As shown here, it won't work for those emitters, or the ones mounted on the walls. Here I didn't want to take any risks, so I wanted to glue this refractor shut. But really though, it's just pattern memorization, and you're all set. I also do like the usage of these leprechauns here, mainly because this is rainbow and pot of golds are found on the end of the rainbow, so nice pun. They're still quite annoying to take care of. Anyways, by taking this path, we got the K letter, which leads to the boss room. Before the boss, let's go over his bio. Rainbow Man is a weather control robot. He can generate fog, create rain clouds, and summon lightning. He loves to trick others by disappearing into clouds. His rainbow beam spreads over a wide angle. After abandoning Wily, he enjoys life at his own leisure, which will happen later. A good point is that he's a perfectionist. A bad point is that he's arrogant. He likes crystals, but hates mirrors. Anyways, Rainbow Man's strategy is that once he's down on the ground, he'll fire a laser, so jump over it, he'll walk to the opposite side of the screen, and after a while, he'll phase out and split into two clouds of rain. And by doing so, and he'll be present on one side of those clouds. Teleport in, jumps up, and fires that refractor beam on the middle part of the screen. Make sure to go to the side of the refractor beam, or the one that divides the screen into two parts, and stay in the half that Rainbow Man's on, as he'll fire a beam into the refractor, which makes that part of the other half of the screen deadly. It's not instant dead, but it takes out a huge chunk of your health. But other than that, he's very pattern-based, and rather simple to take care of. And we got the Rainbow Beam. What it doesn't exactly show you here is that once you fire the laser, you need to hit the fire button again to destroy it and create that shockwave effect, or that area of effect. Otherwise it doesn't do any damage. But really though, once you get used to the stages, obstacles, it's not too bad. And unlike Quick Man, where the boss is very unpredictable, Rainbow Man is very predictable, so not too bad. Though I strongly don't suggest going at him as a newcomer. Go in with the Glue Shot and Comet Dash, as the Comet Dash ignores the dead frames of those lasers, though it's only for a short period. Anyways, playing here is a cutscene basically explaining that Mega Man's not affected by the virus for some reason, and as well as other developments. It plays when you defeat any 4 Robot Masters. Anyways, before I end this clip or video, time to show off the other pathway in Rainbow Man's stage. Anyways, we're back up to the same point, but instead of just taking the pathway to the alternate pathway using the Comet Dash, you can just use the Glue Shot like that to get it. But anyways, let's go for the normal pathway. Now for some reason the game glitched a bit so the laser stays at the bottom. So what I decided to do was just teleport in, just Comet Dash through it. And by doing that we get that W tank. It's a strange bug. I'm not sure if it's present in the other editions or it's just an issue on my end, but thankfully the Comet Dash alleviates it. So, and here, make sure to be quick on the draw and get on the ladder as quickly as possible. And we'll see a lot more uses of the Glue Shot in later parts. But anyways, thanks for watching, viewers. In next part, I'll go after 2 more Robot Masters. Have a nice day! Doodles!